Dog. All right. Let's see. I think this is your first time in here. Uh, I think it's your first time being first, man. I appreciate you. I appreciate live across all platforms right now. Let me tweet out the show is live. Dog. Oops. Oop. Good morning to everybody that's coming in here. Good morning to every single body that's coming in here. Excuse me. Good morning to every single body that's coming in here. Love the show, man. Y'all hilarious. How long have you been listening to Facts and Stats, bro? How long have you been listening to Facts and Stats? That mean a lot. Oh, step! I gotta change my font color. That mean a lot. All right. You know the next thing I need to do? How I edited that little fact and stats thing moving at the bottom of the screen. I need to make an intro to the show. I need to make an intro to the show. I think that's the next thing I'm gonna do this weekend. But hold on. All right, good morning to every single body that's in here so far. Even good morning to the people that listen back to the show. I don't really mind which platform you listen back to it on. You can listen back to the show on Twitter, you can listen back to the show on Twitch, and you can listen back to the show on YouTube. We live on all three platforms right now. Speaking of all three platforms, you can literally make sure you follow the Twitter right there, or X, whatever you want to call it, right there. Subscribe to the YouTube right there. And then also follow the Twitch right there. So all three platforms are literally on the screen. It's very important to follow and or subscribe to all three platforms. You can subscribe to the YouTube, follow the Twitch, follow the Twitter. That's where you'll get your latest fact and stats updates. The ones that's watching on YouTube, I also do post in the little posting on YouTube if I'm going to cancel the show for whatever the reason is. Typically now it's mainly if I'm working and I can't host the show, then I probably know I'll cancel. Excuse me. I probably know I'll cancel. Hold on one second. I don't know what's going on lately with my stuff. It looks like I be delayed. But for example, yesterday I tweeted, in case you missed it, also because I told you all this on the show. In case you missed it, there won't be a show today. We'll be back today, obviously Friday, and then for those that don't know, we're back on Sundays at 11 a.m. So today, Friday, and for those that don't know, we're back on Sundays at 11 a.m. How I run the Sunday show, pretty much preview every single game. What I mean by that is if we have somebody that's a fan of either team that want to come up and speak on their team, by all means. And then I also ask the stage outside of people that may be fans of the particular team that we're going over. Anything they're looking forward to in this matchup. Anything they want to say or shout out about this matchup. And then also the last thing is best bets for each game as well. So that's what the Sunday show looked like on top of talking about fantasy basketball. Black, what's the word, brother? I said fantasy basketball. Fantasy football, my bad. My mind is shifting to fantasy basketball. I cannot wait. I think my fantasy basketball draft is in less than a month. So my mind is definitely shifting there a little bit. I love fantasy basketball just as much as I love fantasy football. So hopefully we get some more facts and stats folks inside of here today. Double back. Good morning, my brother. Can't see your comment too good, but good morning, my brother. Yes, sir, my brother. Good morning. So, as you can see, the title of the show today, we'll be talking about the Mercury forcing Game 3 yesterday. And and however much I can say about that game. The Lynx advancing, that was a phenomenal fourth quarter comeback for the Lynx. And then try to do the best when it comes to a fourth quarter preview. I said fourth quarter. Try to do my best when it comes to a Thursday night football preview of the Bills versus the Dolphins tonight. Louis Bags, what's the word? When it comes to a preview of that. So that's pretty much will be the show today. I got one announcement, dog. I'm pissed, bro. I'm really pissed, bro. I'm really pissed. Let me tell y'all why. I do not like watching stuff that's mid, bro. I come in here, we get the adolescence recommendation. Swiper then talks about adolescence and what's the other show? Presumed Innocence. We watch Adolescence, the first 3 episodes. Yesterday we watched the 4th episode. Show was terrible. I mean, I rated a 6 out of 10. You know, and I feel like I don't like wasting time. And it's funny because Chain hit me this morning, and Chain hit me this morning about a football game. 2 Turn was good. He hit me this morning about the football game tonight. And he also said on top of that, like, Adolescence was a terrible show. Like, basically called it a time waster. And I 1000% agree, bro. Like, I wasted my time watching that show. The first 2 episodes is cool. I can say it's good. But episode 3, I guess they were focusing on the main characters. They was focusing on the main characters, right? So episode 3, they focused solely on the son, Jamie Miller, right? The killer. They focused solely on him. Episode 4, they focused solely on the dad and the mom and the daughter. Like, literally, you mean to tell me? Not get it. Swiper did like Byron just said. Swiper did come in here the other day and hype up them filming the show in like one scene, one setting. That is impressive. That's cool. But to stay in that one scene, one setting with no real twist, no real turns, like nothing. It was nothing. Like episode 1, kid got arrested. They gave you fake thoughts of it being somebody else. But after that, the show was not worth it, bro. And it's funny because I was telling a couple people that I was watching the show. One person was like, yeah, it was mid. Other person pretty much damn near said the same thing. So I'm not alone by this. I wasted my time yesterday, bro. I wasted my last 48 hours watching that show, to be honest. So I had to get that off my chest real quick. If you have not seen a show called Adolescence on Netflix, you don't gotta watch it. It's a limited series. You don't gotta watch it. It's 4 episodes, and it's not worth it. And I'm dead serious. Shout out to Shaggy for resubscribing to Chill One. He's on a 4-month streak his damn self. So shout out to Shaggy for that, y'all. Greatly appreciate it. Yeah, man. So yeah, show is Louis Bags and Double Back. I be feeling like y'all the same person. But yeah, show was definitely a waste of time. But I had to get that off my chest. Now I proceed. Now before I continue, that show Presumed Innocence, I think that might be a good one. So I don't know, bro. I don't know what it is. Why when I sit right here in this chair and I'm about to host a show, that's when my throat act up like I need water or something. But anywhere else, any other time, it never happens. I don't understand. I don't know what's that about. But today I'm pretty much know for the most part the show will be a quick one, which I'm totally fine with. And then after the show, I do want to start an episode or 2 of that next show with Presumed Innocence. I want to start including watching shows, whether it's an episode or 2, in my day-to-day a little bit. Like I had this friend before. I even heard Swiper say this the other day that he pretty much watches something every day. I had a friend when I was in my IT program like 4 years ago. He told me he watched I think I told y'all this. He told me he watched a movie every day. after work. I don't think I can be like that, but I would like to watch an episode or two of a show like every other day or something like that. That's to keep my brain, like with shows and things like that versus just facts and stats, watching football, watching basketball, gaming a little bit. Like, nah, I don't want to just be that for the most part. So, yeah, I'm going to try to get an episode of Presumed Innocence in after the show today, which should be roughly an hour and a half, maybe shorter. So, that's that. Told y'all what we're about to be talking about. I'm going to go ahead and dive into it. It's really hard to even say anything about it, to be honest. Before I get into that, I'm going to get into some quick around the world or around the sports world updates. NCAA removed spring transfer window for football. That's something we brought up about 2 weeks ago on the show. So let me see if I can read anything real quick on this. College football is officially moving to a single off-season transfer portal window. Let's see if I could jump to anything. Okay, so the initial proposal will require college football players to wait until January 2nd, the day after completion of the college football playoff quarterfinals, to enter their names in the transfer portal database and may be contacted by prospective schools. Okay, so yeah, I said then I was a fan of this. I think it's better than versus just having people transfer all around at any given time they want. And Miles and Tez and Rye also spoke on this as well in regards to like how ridiculous it was. So this is one of the main updates around the sports world, I guess, for college football. They eliminated the transfer portal, spring transfer window. What else? This was already news, but it's actually official. The Commanders, or you all may know, look at it, the Washington Redskins, Washington Commanders, whatever the case may be, they do not play in D.C., y'all. They have not been in D.C. in some years. They are returning back to the RFK Stadium. That's big. That's so big for D.C. Y'all don't even understand. But they played in Maryland, like Hyattsville, Landover, Maryland. It's not even. I'm not gonna say it's not near DC, but it's not DC. So it's good that the Washington Commanders is returning back to the RFK Stadium. I think that's going to be that stadium is expected to be complete 2030 or 2031, where they started their Commanders franchise at. I think it's 1960. I want to say 1961, something like that. So yeah, here it is, 1961 to 1996. So they're returning back and expected to be there done in 2030. They will invest $2.7 billion and cover the cost overruns to build this. Damn. Yeah, that's a lot. So I definitely cannot wait to see what that look like for sure. And that's another update. And let me see if I got any other updates. Nah, that's that. Oh, Jonathan Kuminga, bro. I think I'm going to briefly speak on this because I'm still figuring out how I'm going to work NBA back into the show with it coming soon. Pretty much the NBA season is in like a month and a couple of days. So I got to figure out how I'm going to work NBA back into the fold. But the Jonathan Kuminga situation, let me see if I can find some tweets on that real quick before I dive into WNBA and NFL. Let me see if I can find some tweets on that because I be seeing the tweet, but I don't be sending it to my DM sometimes. So he said, "Oh no, NBA is coming." So this is one of the tweets that I saw yesterday. I think the last offer that they offered him were 3 years, $75 million on that 3rd-year team option. He does not want a team option on his contract, right? Cool, whatever. That's one thing. $25 million, I guess, for him is cool. He should be thankful for that. That's cool. Next, the Warriors may be a little reluctant to trade Jonathan Kuminga to Sacramento, partly because they fear he could become a star there. And then also, Jimmy Butler approached them the other day, as reported, and basically said, "What's going on? What we doing?" You know what I'm saying? Like, they didn't do nothing this offseason solely because of this guy. They didn't do not one thing this offseason solely because of this guy and the hold up. And he's going back and forth with the owners, meeting with the owners, saying y'all don't even want me here for real, and he don't even want to be there either for real. So I don't know, bro. It's a weird situation, but it's a simple fix. He's not in your future plans. You don't prioritize him. I'm not saying they should. You don't prioritize him. By all means, just trade the guy. Like I don't understand what's the hold up. Even if you do extend him on that 2-3 year deal, he's not going to get the full opportunity for his game to blossom and or grow, which he believes in. I'm not saying I believe in that, but which he believes in, rightfully so. As young players come into the league, drafted in the lottery, you sort of kind of try to bank on yourself or believe in yourself. And he doesn't feel like Golden State is the best spot for him to be able to grow into that player that he believes he can become. So if I'm the Warriors, and you know your team over the next at least 2 seasons is still going to be featured with Steph, Jimmy, and Draymond, and not really utilizing Kuminga to the best of his ability, and also the overlapping of Jimmy, Kuminga, and the Draymond front court anyway. I don't know, bro. I would just trade the guy. I don't get the hold up. Supposedly they turned down a deal. Malik Monk in the first round pick for Kuminga. I don't know about that. I didn't see that, but allegedly they turned that down. So I do know the Kings are definitely heavily involved, or they definitely want Kuminga. It's been like that for months, pretty much the whole summer. So yeah, it's a weird situation. They saying Kuminga's miserable. He doesn't really want to return, and plus they don't want to give him what he want anyway. So I think the deadline for the qualifying offer is October 1st. I want to say yeah, it's October 1st. So I mean, it's tricky because if he hits free agency, I don't know if a team will offer him 25 plus or whatever the case may be. His best bet is getting the most money from Golden State, who will control his bird rights, and then getting traded, which he believes. But he's not in position to take their offer and then request a trade, let's say later on into the season or next year, because they don't have to trade him at that point, which they really don't even want to do, clearly. So I don't know. I mean, all signs are pointing to him just taking a qualifying offer, which is about whatever it is, 8, 9, 10 million, playing it out and going to free agency as an unrestricted free agent next year. And try to make the most of whatever he can get. You know, free agency is really not that big of a thing anymore, but we'll see what he can get. So that's pretty much my whole little 1-2 on that Kuminga situation. Double back. And did you hear about the Kawhi news? He said he'll take less if year 3 with the player option, but wants more if year 3 the team option. Okay. I don't think the Warriors had to budge on the team option. The last deal was too much guaranteed money for Kuminga to risk the qualifying offer. Okay, fair. Yeah, I don't have too much comments, and just to respond to you, I don't have too many comments on the Kawhi Leonard thing yet, because I get it, I see it, but I'm not speaking on it until anything is like fully, like, I guess, set in stone, or really, like, I don't know. Some things speculation, some things rumors. All I can really say is his uncle's ridiculous. It seemed like whatever Kawhi wanted from the Clippers, he got it. So starting with them trading for Paul George immediately. And if y'all was up that night, y'all remember, because I was up that night. Bruh, the timing of those tweets were like, I'm about to try to search it. The Clippers traded for Kawhi at like 1 a.m. or signed Kawhi at like 1 a.m. Immediately, like 30 minutes later, or hour later, they literally traded for Paul George. Let me see if I can find it. Paul George traded. Let me see if I can find it. Be Young, what's the word? I did not mean to capitalize that. I'm probably not going to be able to find that tweet. I'm not going to be able to find the initial tweet. Woj, ESPN, Paul George. I should have did something. But if you was up that night, you know. It came pretty, yeah, I'm not going to be able to find it. It came pretty fast. They happened back to back. And that's one of the things that's reported, that Kawhi was not going to commit to LA unless Paul George was coming with him, or they was getting Paul George. So that's that. It's going to be a while till the Clippers get punished. Is he wrong? Actions speak louder than words. I don't think Kuminga's wrong for believing in himself. I would never say somebody's wrong for believing in himself. All right, quickly for the WNBA. Yeah, last night was bad, dog. You know, I thought if Stewie played, you know, we were going to sweep in advance to the second round. And especially with us being at home, you know, because the Mercury finished above us in the standings. So they got home game 1. We're home game 2. They're home now game 3. So that's going to be a tough environment to win in, because even game 1 was tough before we poured it out. And they came out with a point of emphasis, and they had one mindset: we're going to force game 3 Satu shot bad in game 1. She came out and set the tone in game 2. Literally. So Satu performed. Kid, what's the word? Satu performed. Alyssa performed. Oh dang, my bad, y'all. Also, if you want to join the stage, y'all, I'm over here rapping today. I ain't even think about this. If you want to join the stage today for anything that I'm talking about, feel free to join the Fact That Discord voice channel. And then I will go ahead and meet you all in there. If you're on YouTube, the link is in the description on this video. If you're on Twitch, you can literally just do !Discord and it'll pop up like that. And then also, if you want to extend your support for the platform on the YouTube side of things, I would love for you all to become a member. How can you become a member? You click the link in the description on this video as well on YouTube, and you will see it. 3 different levels you can join as. And then if you're watching on Twitch and you're not a sub, I would love for you to extend your support and become a sub as well, and or hit that follow button. And also, if you're on YouTube, make sure you hit the thumbs up button as well, as that helps the algorithm out for anybody that's surfing on YouTube to come across facts and stats. All right, I'm over here getting into it and just talking. Forgot all about that introduction part. My bad. So, like I was saying, hold on. Yeah, like I was saying, they came out on one. It's funny. Well, not funny because, nobody wants to go home. It's a team that's led by a couple of veterans, I would say. Alyssa Thomas and Copper and Bonner and Satu for what it's worth. And they came out on one. All 4 of those ladies had good games for them. They led the team in scoring, and they did what they were supposed to do. They combined for, what's that, quick math, 30, 44, 58 out of their team, 86 points. So them 4 basically had the same amount of points as my whole entire team. You know how disgusting that is? Them 4 ladies had the same amount of points as my whole entire team, basically. So they wanted it more, to be honest. I really don't have any extra words for that. On the Liberty side of things, they all got to be better. Sabrina especially got to be better. I think she's shooting like 3 or 4 for 20 from 3 in the game, in these games. Stewie, nobody on offense played good yesterday. We had a good Natasha Cloud game 1, but literally nobody on offense played good yesterday. We shot 30% from the field, 23% from 3. So, and then on top of that, Sabrina missed. She hasn't really been converting from the free throw line either. I don't know what's going on with Sabrina, bro. So I don't know what the heck going on with Sabrina. The team missed 9 free throws yesterday, and they simply wanted it more. We came out, we had a good first quarter, we competed. After that first quarter, murder she wrote. So, shout out to the Mercury. I would be disappointed if we do not win game 3, but you really can't. You really got to approach it with really just hoping that you win. Anybody, both of these teams are good in my opinion. But I do think we're the better team, and hopefully we get the job done on Friday. Simple put. So the Mercury took care of business, back against the wall. They're now heading back home tomorrow to play that game 3, which I cannot wait to watch, and hopefully we pull it out. It'll be embarrassing if we don't, straight up. So that's that. The quick glimpse into the next game. Oh damn, I didn't even know Kid and Westwood.
Wait, what you said?
Nah, I didn't know you was up here.
Yeah,
I didn't know you and West was up here. Did you have anything to say about man, my computer not working. That game 2 yesterday?
all I'm gonna say is Game 3 is about. This entire first round has been funny. I'm not even gonna lie. And Game 3 is about to be one for the books. That's all.
Yeah.
Because it's about to be generational. If Phoenix somehow pulls this out, it's about to be generational.
Yeah, I agree.
And that's just fun. And that's just fun.
I definitely thought we were gonna see all game 3s. The way the Valkyries started off that game, I can't believe they even lost that game like that. But that was a hell of a game.
I actually could. I just knew it. The problem with that, Minnesota will bullshit for 3.5 quarters, and once they turn it on, it's impossible to shut down. That's literally the whole thing.
Yep. What's up, Josiah? And what's good, Wes?
Oh shit.
Josiah, you got anything or you good?
Yeah, I got something about our game from yesterday.
Oh, go ahead.
The one where I have to say is fucking putrid. Just a putrid performance.
Oh my.
Disappointing from top to bottom. You can't just have a performance like that when you have to close out again. When you have to close out Don't give this team no hope. Just get this series as quickly and done as possible. This is a putrid performance. Putrid shooting, another putrid shooting from the 3-point land from Sabrina Ionescu. I just don't understand. I just don't understand how she can't hit her shots in the playoffs from the three. We all know Satu is a. We all know that Satu is a lot ones away from the smoke, but she had her game. Like she scored 7 straight points, giving this team momentum. We gotta close out this series. Gotta close it out in Phoenix, I guess. But all around, just a putrid performance from my Liberty.
Appreciate
Did
you.
you also know? Did you also know when JJ hit all them shots earlier? She ain't hit no bucket after that.
Yeah.
I was like, bro, what? And they took, and one of them was a 2. So literally, she only had one. She had what, 7, and then after that, nothing. I was like, what the hell? She was rebounding though. Thanks for that rebounding ticket, but other than that, what the hell was she doing?
Yeah, nobody was good yesterday offensively. Um,
Now,
Phoenix.
now is Stewie playing game 3? That is the $1 million question.
We gotta wait and see. I wish they didn't announce her playing yesterday until like 7:40, 7:35, something like that. So
And I really think she should have played that game, but the way that was, it's another discussion.
gotta wait and see. Shout out to the Mercury. They came out funny enough because the Fever were at home. Their game 2. The Mercury was on the road. Their game 2, and both of those teams came out similar with big wins to force a game 3. To be honest, so we didn't even get to talk about that Fever game 2. But shout out to the Fever as well for what they did on Tuesday. And being able to force that game 2 and extend their series, and I even got a game 3 with them, and even the Storm. By the way, we didn't talk about that obviously because there was no show yesterday. The Storm, Skylar Diggins, really just the biggest name that you can even think of when it comes to how they won that game. So I just want to briefly shout out those two teams real quick for forcing the game 3 on top of what the Mercury did last night. We got a couple of game 3s tonight, man. 7:30 start time and 9:30 for the other game. So definitely gonna be tapping into that first game while also watching Monday Night Football when it comes on. So that's that. Next, first and foremost, congrats to the Valkyries. Their season is now over. Before I even get to, I know I sent something to myself about them. Yeah, before I even get to their season being over, I do want to take a time to shout out to how they performed this season. I know coming into this year, when they got announced that me and a couple other people here was like, oh well, we're not watching too many Valkyrie games, and they surprised a lot of folks, including myself. They was the first expansion team to make the playoffs. They also have the most wins by an expansion team. My girl, WNBA champion Kayla Thornton, she was an all-star there. She was having a phenomenal season before she got hurt, and then on top of that, Veronica, who I'm definitely not a fan of, coming from Connecticut and being able to start and blossom in Golden State was phenomenal for her. That earned her the most improved player. And also they have the coach of the year, Natalie, who came over from the Aces as well. So this was a phenomenal season for the Golden State Valkyries. Definitely expect them to come back and be better. They have a phenomenal home crowd with fans that's behind them already. And their arena be rocking and loud. So I'm definitely curious to see how quick they continue to improve on what they did in year 1 and what they'll be looking like year 2, year 3, year 4, etc. So definitely hope they get a star player. But if they don't get a star player in the next couple of years or whatever the case may be, you could tell the culture has been set for how they're going to play and what type of team they're going to look like over the next couple of years as well with that coach and that system. So shout out to the Golden State Valkyries. On the other side of things, the Lynx, man. I mean, the Valkyries are playing phenomenal basketball. I think it was up 41-28 at halftime, something like that. Yeah, I'm right. 41-28 at halftime. I'm like, okay. I'm still watching the game. I'm like, okay. I pick up my phone. Somebody ended the playback. I didn't even know. I look at ESPN. It says it's a 1-point game or something like that. I immediately started playback back with like the last 3 minutes left. And first and foremost, to start the fourth quarter, the score was 63-49. So I thought the game was over. But you can never underestimate the Lynx and the ability that they have to come back and win games and also clamp up on the other side of the court as well. They've been one of the better defensive teams, not just this season, but in the last couple of seasons. And Fee hit big shots in that fourth quarter and one bucket. She made a left wing jump shot, mid range jump shot. Courtney Williams obviously hit the biggest shot of the game to put them up 3. What happened after that? Then they came back with a good ATO, cut the game to 1, and then after that they forced a shot clock violation on Minnesota. But then they came back and gave it to, I don't know how to pronounce her last name, Cecilia, I'll say. They came back and gave it. Say that again.
You talking about for that last bucket?
Yeah.
Xander Lassini.
Yeah, Xander Lassini. They gave her the last shot attempt. She ultimately missed it over Kelly McBride. So it was but even before that, Veronica Burton, like she even missed some shots down low. So it was a collapse for them in the fourth quarter. And you really got to tip your hat off to the Minnesota Lynx, and Fee even said it in the presser on court. Like they have the experience, they have the will, and they know what it takes because of their experience last year and things like that. So they know how to get through series, and they knew this was going to be a tough environment to win today. And ultimately, they came back and was able to pull it out and win. So it's big for them, man. Outscoring a team 26-11 on the road in the fourth quarter, where it matters the most to advance, and you don't play again until Sunday. Like they get an extra couple of days off in comparison to the Liberty or the Mercury, whoever they play next, because both of those teams got to play on Friday. The Liberty's not playing again. The Lynx not playing again until Sunday. So they got a couple of extra days of rest. And it's gonna be a fun series for whoever they play next, man. So yeah, anybody want to add any words for the Lynx and also the Valkyries season in general? I think we're good. For a team, let me read double back comments. For a team that ended up shooting 50% from 3 tonight, I do wish we had taken a few more in that quarter. Oh, you're a Valkyries fan? Brutal watching full quarter. Lincoln seen him miss a shot. Veronica Burton deserved most improved player. Phenomenal player. Yeah, shout out to the Valkyries, man. Shout out to the Valkyries. Shout out to the Lynx.
Oh.
Yo, what's good, Black?
I think Nafisa Collier, she put her team on the back at the end, as she should. Courtney Williams, she had a quiet game, but that last bucket it was a quiet 6 points, but that last bucket was loud as hell, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think, all in all, I just want to give the Valkyries, I just want to say, they had a hell of a season. I believe they went 14-8 at home.
Yeah.
Everybody doubted them. Number 8 seed. All I can do is they put your pat on the shoulder for them. That's all I can say for them.
Yeah, and first year over 500 by 2 games, making the playoffs, have an all-star, have a most improved player, and have the coach of the year. You really just got to tip your hat off to them and expect to see more improvements next season, to be honest. So shout out to the Valkyries, shout out to the Lynx, and we'll see how next season goes. A couple of games to watch tonight, as I was just telling you all. We have the Atlanta Dream versus the Indiana Fever, Game 3 tonight, 7:30, ESPN2. Immediately following that game, we have the Seattle Storm traveling back to Las Vegas to play the Aces, which was a really damn good game too as well. The Storm fought back, similar to how the Lynx did. I don't think they was down like the Lynx, but they fought all the way back to win that game, big time. So,
how much was Minnesota down by?
To start the fourth quarter, 14. I don't think I don't think the Storm was down.
When they entered the fourth, I think they were down 8.
Yeah, but it was still a good comeback though, regardless for both teams. But yeah, the Storm, that was a great win. So, we'll see what happens in game 3 tonight for both of these teams. Win or go home. Remember that, it's win or go home for both of these teams tonight. And that'll be that. I gave y'all a quick dive into some news around the sports world, the NCAA new. Am I lagging on the stage or anything? Am I going in and out for y'all?
No.
All right, bet. The NCAA removes the spring transfer window for football. Also briefly spoke on my thoughts on the Jonathan Kuminga and the Golden State Warriors situation. I also will be definitely making sure to include NBA talks at some point going forward. We have to get back to our yearly rankings as well, so I'll plan that out where we rank top 10 point guards, shooting guards, small forward, power forward, centers going into the season. Probably do our own preseason power rankings as well, and then that'll work us into the NBA season. The NBA is just going to slowly but surely get back involved in the talks, while obviously NFL season is still heavily highlighted right now, and a little bit of college football. So Be prepared for some NBA talks to come through. And also, I forgot what we did in the NFL that I want to do in the NBA. What's the NFL thing I did on the fly where we like drafted? I had them pick a quarterback, running back, wide receiver, tight end, something like that. And they also said I should do that for NBA, so I'm gonna do that too for NBA. So keep in mind for that. All that's gonna come within the next 2 weeks. Because when October hit, NBA time. I think preseason about to start too in like 14 days. Let me check. October 2nd. Yeah. Damn. Yeah, like 14 days. It's crazy. 13, 14 days, something like that.
Damn, that was quick as hell, bro.
Quick off season, bro. NBA don't play. NBA season so damn long, bro. When you think about it, bro, the NBA season really is October to June. Like that's insane. There's really no time off. Like it's only 3 months off. October to June. It's only July, August, and September off. It's crazy.
And really, if you want to be technical, out of them 3 months, you only get a month off. To be honest, because the next 2 months going into the season, you back to work, man. And
Yep.
that's how that shit is. You back to work. You back in the gym full time.
Yep.
2-3 times a day. So like, you really ain't got 3 months off. Really a month, maybe a month and a half. But yeah,
Nah,
that shit crazy. But I mean, it makes sense though, bro. It makes sense. You got to understand. That's why everything is starting to correlate with it. Like if you only getting that short amount of time, that's why you're getting paid so much money. That's why you're getting paid so much money. So you know what I'm saying? It's balancing out.
Yeah.
To me.
Double back. Am I ready to watch Devin Booker and Jalen Green? I mean, it could be exciting. You know, I think that's two good scoring guards that can get their game off and feed off of one another. You know, I think the biggest thing for Jalen Green this year, John Doe, good morning. I think the biggest thing for Jalen Green this year is going to be showing a level of consistency and also playing without expectations. It's different when you're playing for a franchise that drafted you at number 2 overall, and you were drafted to be a cornerstone, or whatever the case may be, and you know ultimately they trade you within the first 5 years of your career, and now you're headed to Phoenix where the expectations is not the same. You know, this is not the franchise that drafted you at number 2. They're not calling for you to do anything or meet a level of expectations or meet a certain level of play. They just ask you to just be Jalen Green. That's just hoop and play basketball. So I think the biggest thing for him is going to be consistency. Because we know how Devin Booker is going to perform, and you know he's back at the point guard role, quote unquote, this year again. So anywhere between 25 to 28 with 6 or 7 assists per game. It's going to be Devin Booker. It's going to be what Jalen Green do as the second best. I think he's the second best player on the team. Second best player. I think he is. Second best. Yeah, he's the second best player on the team. Second best player on the team, and also second best scorer on the team. So I think just showing the level of consistency is gonna be the biggest thing for Jalen Green, and being able to play free minded, bro. Free hoops. You don't got nothing to worry about. Yeah, Mecca also did not practice again for the second straight day for the Bucks. We have an NFL game tonight for whatever it's worth. We have the Bills versus the Dolphins. And
hold up, bro. You ain't talking about.
Do we really have to talk
fever,
about
bro?
this game though, Ev?
Yes, Josiah. You said what, Tiz?
You ain't talking about my fever, bro. It was want to go home day, bro.
He did. He literally. Well, that was before you came up in here.
Nah, he was.
Oh, I ain't hear it. Okay.
Yeah, I spoke on.
Yeah, because you came up in here late.
Yeah, I did. You could chime in
Oh,
though.
my fault, bro.
No, you good.
fault,
You could
bro.
chime in. Yeah, I spoke to how they forced the game 3. Played similar to the Valkyries in game 2. I said similar to the Mercury. The only difference was you guys were at home, the Mercury on the road. But both of those teams came out and showed that they wanted it. But yeah, you can add extra words for game 2 though.
Yeah. I mean, you really summed it up, bro. We wanted it, bro. You know, the intensity was different, very different from game 1 to game 2. We just looked a step quicker on all facets of the game: offense, defense, transition, getting out and running. You've seen a lot of kick ahead passes that you used to see from TC. So it was a very good win. We really shut their 2 best scorers down, bro. We had them in their head the whole damn night. And shit, a big game. I know I'd be on her ass, but a big game from Aaliyah Boston, bro. Like it's anytime she's playing good, anytime she looks engaged into the game, we rarely lose. Like and it's it's just a fact. Whenever she's engaged and whenever she's scoring the ball, having an impact on the defensive end, being the anchor of our team, being the most important player on our fucking team, besides Cece, we rarely lose. And we feed off her energy. Kelsey Mitchell, back to back games. Me personally, I think she's probably been the best player in the series. Me personally. So, but everything else, bro, everything else has been good, bro. Like everything else been good for game 2. Game 3 tonight, win to go home. I know we're on the road. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be real tough to go into Atlanta and with that crowd, them losing the way that they did. You know, everybody emotions is high. Everybody run off high emotions right now. So hopefully we go close it out, bro. Hopefully, but it's gonna be real tough to do that on the road in Atlanta with that crowd and that environment. But we'll see tonight, though.
Nah, for sure. Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to watching that game because mainly for the same reason that you just ended up with the crowd and the environment. One can definitely say Kelsey Mitchell been the best player in the series. She's been scoring at a good clip, and basically outperforming Ryan and Alicia Gray. Not combined, but individually. Her against Ryan, her against Alicia, Miss Gray. So, yeah, shout out to Kelsey Mitchell. That was a big game too. There was two ladies on the Atlanta side combined for 7 for 25. They shot better in game 1, but the rest of the team, I guess, sort of kind of did an uptick or uplift. But in game 2, they shot bad again, and also they scored more individually in game 1, and also in game 2. You know, you can't go out there and shoot 7 for 25 and expect to still win the game. Knowing you're the best 2 players on your team. Going against Indiana team that was at home and hungry to extend the series. So yeah, shout out to Indiana. Kid, did you want to circle in and chime anything on your game that got played on Tuesday?
That was a very, how do I put this? That was a good game, and it definitely showed why I hate fucking small ball. Because the way Seattle was that fourth quarter, it was just why I still don't understand why you go small when you need rebounding. This was a game I would have not taken Alyssa out at all because you still need the rebounding. Because shoot, NECA and even Dom was over here grabbing O boards and giving them second chance. I was like, okay. And then another thing. If you have one of NECA and Skylar going off, that's fine, and contain the other, that's fine. You can't have both going off at the same time, and then adding Wheeler and even Dom to the scoring punch. That's a recipe for a damn disaster. I don't even know what's again another. I think Sykes had what? How many did Sykes have? Like I know it was less than 10.
4.
Oh Lord. But I think what lost us that game was those turnovers, and then we could not defend the 3. Like NECA hit like I want to say at least 3 of them, and Skylar I believe 4.
Yeah.
So we definitely adjustments need to be made going into this game. Defend that 3 and cut off one of their water. If one of them score, okay, fine. Just make sure the other is contained. And make sure not to turn that ball over, which leads them into transition for fast break, because that's also another area where they want to play stupid. Yeah. I think even after Asia's dinger the other night, I think she's off the injury report, so I don't know for certain, but I think she is, so we just gotta see. This game is especially going to come out to who wants it more, basically. Even though we're at home, you still can't underestimate Seattle. So this game might come down to the wire once again. I prefer it not to.
I love teams or really coaches, because it's really coaches that make that decision or this decision I'm about to speak to. But I love teams. No, I said it again. I love teams / coaches where
you said it again.
You have, I'm hip that you have a player that you either trade for or you sign, or is viewed to be, a veteran, or viewed to be one of the better players on your team, right? And that's Brittany Sykes. They got Brittany Sykes, but before they got Brittany, they were starting Erica as the starting guard alongside Skylar Diggins, and that game, Erica had it going more than Brittany and even Dominique on the bench. So, and what I like most about this because the coach was not afraid to have Sykes and Ezzy on the bench to close out the game. Erica and Dominique finished this game out, and I think both of those ladies, on top of Skylar and Nneka, obviously helped them win the game tremendously. Erica Wheeler, I think, hit two big threes in the fourth quarter. Dominique back-to-back double doubles. I wonder if that's a record because she is the first rookie. She is the first teenager to have a double double in a playoff game, but she followed that up with two straight double doubles now off the bench at that. So she's going to be special. The second pick in the draft last year, or this year. I'm sorry, this year. My bad. This year, and yeah, she had a big and one down the stretch of the game. Erica had hit big threes down the stretch of that game. Even had another bucket in the paint. Made like a little close shot in the fourth quarter in that game. And I think Nneka was having like one of her better scoring outputs in the playoffs as well throughout her career. So all four of the ladies helped them win. But you do not go anywhere. You probably don't win that game without Erica and Dominique. So I definitely want to shout them out and shout out to the coach for not being afraid to have Sykes on the bench finishing that game after making a big trade for her at the deadline. Ezzy, I'm not really speaking on her not finishing the game because the coach shown over the last month of the season that she's not afraid to play Dominique over her. I just knew she wouldn't change the starting lineup though. But it's clear as day which big is better. So, yeah, man, that was a great win for them. And at the end of the day, put the ball in Skylar Diggins' hands. Why not? And they did that. And they gave her a clear out ISO. She got to her spot, rose right over Jackie Young. I believe it was Jackie Young, and she got the bucket. So, and prior to that, Chelsea Gray made a bad pass. Tried to get a little too fancy with it. It was a great after ATO call. Tried to get a little fancy with the ball, went out of bounds, and pretty much how the game ended. So, shout out to the Storm. Like Kid said, even with the game being on the road, they can still make it tough. And I do think he's coming in there with the right strategy or the right mindset to you either got to stop Nneka or you got to stop Skylar because both of them cannot combine for 50 points in a playoff game while shooting efficient at that. So, great game, ladies. I cannot wait to both of these game threes tonight on top of being able to watch whatever I get out of this football game tonight. And I'm going to try to enjoy it as much as possible. I'm also going to connect with Z Farm to see if he can at least stream the football game as I'm not going to be as I'll be working. So I'll see if Z Farm can do it, which I'm pretty sure he'll be able to. And I'll start the playback room for the first WNBA game at 7:30. Or I'll probably schedule it right now actually. So automatically.
I ain't gonna lie, brother. Before you transition, I ain't trying to prolong the talks, but y'all might be in trouble.
That's fine, bro.
Y'all might be in trouble, bro.
Y'all might be in trouble too.
That's cool.
It's the playoffs. The Aces might be in trouble. Like anybody could be in trouble. You know what I'm
saying? the Aces might be in trouble too. You never,
the funny thing about Ev, because he was talking, because he literally after that Seattle game, he literally sent me a Skylar gift only for 24 hours later to endure the same thing because you was a little too trigger happy.
Y'all got walked down. We got stepped on. So like it is what it is. Y'all got walked down. We got stepped on. Tay said he might be in trouble. I'm not gonna overreact and say he might be in trouble. But I do know game 3 gonna be tough. Well, that's not even overreacting. But I do know game 3 will be tough. Game 3 gonna be a good ass game because both teams gonna come out and win it. That's not Bray. That's Kid. That's Kid Risha, not Bray.
What?
I think she thought you was Bray. I don't know. Yeah, John Doe. Yeah, I think she thought you was
Bray.
Bray.
I said though, bro. Out of all our 3 teams though. Y'all number 1, bro. Y'all may be in some serious trouble over there, bro.
Out of all three teams,
we know our situation.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Out of all 3 games that's left, y'all are one.
Trouble?
Let me check.
Are we in trouble or is this expected? Like, what are you talking about?
Man, whatever, bro. Out of all 3 games that's left, y'all are expected to lose y'all game 1,000%.
Yeah, nigga.
Let me look at FanDuel.
Y'all fully loaded. Y'all in some big trouble, bro.
Okay.
And I hope old girl play tomorrow, bro.
She not healthy, bro. See, it is what it is. My best player hurt.
That's what that's what I'm saying.
My best player hurt. My best player hurt.
Wait a second.
Your best player hurt. I got 5 players hurt.
Wait.
I got 5 of them hurt.
I can't even let that one slide. You still have the whole Monstars over there. Let's not do this.
Monstars.
You still got a whole. Did you not see that roster? You
Nah, I'm
got
playing.
plus
I'm just joking. I'm just joking. I'm just joking. But either way, I respect. I came into the season saying the Mercury was gonna be a good team. I respect the Mercury. You know what I'm saying. But we should still win the game, in my opinion. So we'll see what happens.
correct.
Low, low,
But it's about to be funny.
low just said that's how the show is. Bro, I'm glad, bro. No funny, bro. And I'm gonna say this again. If y'all did not watch that adolescent show with us, I'm glad you didn't. It's not worth it. What, Wes? By the way, Wes, you up here? I think Wes up here.
Yeah.
How you felt about that adolescent joint? Like rated out of 10.
7.7.
7.7. I think he at work, y'all, so he can't really talk for real. 7.7. Okay. I gave it a 6. I'll say 6.5 because the first 2 episodes were good, but episode 3 and 4 to me was like And then like Lo just said, Lo not even in here. If Lo come in here, bro, I know Lo would be pissed because like you mean to tell me that's episode 4? Like that's what it is? That's it? Like that's how it end? You know what I'm saying? So either way, Ted said we might be in trouble. We don't play till tomorrow, so I'm not even worried about that game. I'm worried about what happens tonight for these two ladies who's going to advance to play each other in the second round. And make sure y'all pull up to the playback room tonight at 7:30, and then also the Discord at the same time at about 8:15, 8:20 for that football game. And yeah, we also have a doubleheader. So yeah, playback in Discord tonight for those 2 games. I mean for those 3 games. Now for this Thursday night football game, for whatever it's worth.
Nah, I can't talk if you do want a full breakdown.
Yeah, man, by all means. I started the show with a breakdown on that show, dog. I started the show today with it.
I think episode 4 was anticlimactic. But I do think it was really, 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 really good because you see acting. You see what, excuse me. No, you're fine. You're fine. You see what the father is going through internally, and you see how the mother is trying to kind of be a stabilizing force, but you see how hard it's hitting the father even before he gets the call, hey, I'm gonna plead guilty on his birthday. There's so many different elements and facets at play and factors that I think made the episode good while being anticlimactic. That said, I still give the show like a 7.7 because I think I just don't like when shows are that cut and dry. Okay, here's our suspect. He was the actual person who did it. Right. Here's how everything unraveled. And it doesn't even get into exactly how it unraveled. You just but that episode 3 was special because that conversation he had with the lady, top notch, top tier actor. So, but how did you feel?
Yeah, I mean the acting standpoint, I hear you, and my favorite part of episode 3 was how they was working the camera on that scene right there when he was talking to the lady, like getting close to the face and things like that. So it's episode 3, I can get with you, and even your reading of episode 4 with the birthday thing too. Episode 1 and 2, tremendously enjoyed it, but I like to see shows that have twists and turns and give you that thrill. And this show, it was fake hype. Like when I mean by fake hype, I'm gonna say fake pointers. And it's like what I mean by that is like you can in your head, assume his son, right? The police officer's son. You can in your head assume Eddie or whoever his friend name was got something to do with it, right? But it was nothing. It was nothing that really put you on them and made you really think about them. Like, yeah, the girl punched the dude in the face and said, "You killed my friend." After that, he jumped out the window and running from the officer. And then what? He said, "Yeah, I gave him the knife." He's out the picture now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, nothing really gave you in that head. Like, okay, the thrill, a twist, a turn is coming. And I like shows like that personally. And I don't really think it gave me nothing like that. Now I do think that's why I gave it a 6. I say 6.5. But it didn't. And then to the last episode, the father, I guess he's panicking or doing too much or whatever you want to label it as, and like the whole throwing paint on the car and the kid spray painting his car and the kids follow him to the Wainwright place and he jacking up the kid and all that type of like. And then he said like they had plans to take pictures. They say F the pictures, but then they gonna get carried out. They don't even show they don't show none of that stuff, bro. Like it's like I don't know. I feel like something, and again, it's a limited series, so I don't want to overreact. It's a limited series, 4 episode show, but I feel like some things were left out to where it could have made it reach another level, I would say. So I'll put it at that. If you heard what I said, yeah, that's my little endpoint for that show. I don't know. Maybe when low diving hero when I start playback or something like that.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with what you said. I think everything you said was spot on. That's why I called it anticlimactic.
Yeah.
And how it was speaking to the fact that it lacked. It was too cut and dry.
Yep.
But it is what it is.
All right. What am I about to say now? All right. So yeah, for whatever it's worth today, we're right at around the time that I wanted to get to a little bit today. About an hour and a half for the show. And then after that, I'm gonna spend some time watching an episode or two of that other show that everybody had us watch the other day, Presumed Innocence. And then head to work a little later on today, and get ready to watch some WNBA and NFL football. Today we have the Miami Dolphins versus the Buffalo Bills. Savannah said the Dolphins' first win of the season incoming. Talk soon. Unfortunately, over the last 10 games against each other, the Bills are 9-1 against the Dolphins, and on top of that, the Bills are at home today. So the Dolphins are giving up a lot of points. Their defense is not good. They gave up 33 points to the Colts, 33 points to the Patriots. So you ought to assume the Bills score anywhere between 33 to 45 or something, 33 to 40 or something like that tonight. Who the Bills are featuring a good offense. Soon, Black. I'm trying to do Tuesday or Wednesday this week for an NFL podcast episode. I'm gonna have to rework it to next week and reach out to the folks because I think I want to do Tuesdays as podcast episodes. Recapping or Wednesday, recapping the previous weekend and previewing the next week. So I think I'm gonna do Tuesday or Wednesdays for NFL episodes. Just to give you an update. But yeah, I mean they're giving up a lot of points. The defense isn't that stout or stellar at all, to be honest. And they're going against an offense at home in the Buffalo Bills, who's off to a good start to a season, coming back on the Ravens at home and winning 41-40, and then also on top of that, the next following week, pretty much dominating the Jets and winning like 33-10 or something like that. For whatever it's worth, I think the Bills have a lot of fun tonight on offense. I mean, a lot of fun. If you want to gamble on anything tonight, you can gamble on anything tonight. You know, if you think James Cook scored, James Cook. You think Shakir scored, you think Shakir. You can bet on Khalil Shakir. If you think Coleman, you think Josh Allen run one in. I mean, you should have some fun with some bets tonight. Personally, I obviously have the Bills winning this game pretty easy, but don't really think it's gonna be much of a battle. Now, I am on the side to where I like watching good football games. So I hope every single game that happens is a good game, honestly. When my team is not involved. I hope this game is good tonight, but nothing is pointing me to that direction. Ed Oliver is still out. She said leave the spread alone. I was literally about to check what the spread is. See what the spread is for that game tonight. If I had to guess, 10.5 probably. 11.5. So 11.5. My goodness. Yeah, I mean, even Vegas don't think it's gonna be a good game. So, I mean, but listen, bro. I think the Bills win by double digits. I think they keying on A-Chain. I don't know what Tyreek Hill went to. I don't know what they're going to look like. It's really hard for me to predict what Miami's going to look like. I think Jalen Waddle, if he plays today, he's going to be banged up. So, you know, if he plays today, he's going to be banged up with a shoulder injury. Outside of that, they're really heavily focused on Tyreek Hill and Devon A-Chain, who has 2 receiving touchdowns through 2 games so far. Really like a wide back for them. Yeah, man, I think the Bills going to feast. Same like Double Back just said on YouTube. It's really hard for me to put any extra words to this game. And they should be off to a 3-0 start in the AFC and winning a and also winning back-to-back divisional games, winning against the Jets week 2, and then against the Dolphins tonight week 3. Now I would love for the Dolphins to win because I do want my team to be the number 1 seed in the AFC, but I think that is a tall task or a big ask for the Dolphins to go on the road on Thursday Night Football and to be able to win a game like this. So that's my whole little 1-2 on that. I don't think either of the brothers up here got anything to add. By all means, Wager, welcome to the stage. Did any of y'all want to add anything to tonight's game, or y'all got you got a bet, a parlay, or anything like that you want to share for the people?
Nah, I ain't wasting my money. I'm just gonna just watch this shit to just enjoy it.
I've been kind of chilling on betting, bro. Niggas been kicking my ass.
I need that mindset.
I ain't betting on no Thursday games probably from here on out unless it's like a good matchup.
I ain't gonna lie, gang. Like in my little chat, I've been low key cool off the NFL, bro. I ain't gonna lie. College football where it's at with the bets, but that NFL should be jank, bro. I was done last. When that Bucks game, Bucks in Texas.
Monday Night Football.
That was Monday
night, yeah, bro. I had this nigga CJ Stroud. Nigga, his yards like 240. I took that shit down like 225, bro. The last 2-3 possessions, they ain't even throw a fucking pass, gang. Like I was tight. Like that shit ass, bro. That shit was ass, bro. I've been cool since Monday, bro. I'm straight.
Ryan said, "Look, you said you been cool since Monday, like Sunday came around yet."
Bro, I might bet Saturday, bro. I don't know if I'm betting Sunday, gang. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah, right. That's
NFL been janky, bro.
That's cap, niggas.
Okay.
Ryan said he like James Cook 2 touchdowns. Y'all, that's plus 300. Louis Bag also said he like James Cook rushing yards and 1 TD, and his rushing yards is 70. And his 1 TD is minus 172. That can bring it to 143. So Louis Bags like this. Ride like James Cook 2 touchdowns. Both of those seem cool to me. I definitely think James Cook obviously scored. I think one game last year against the Dolphins, he had like 3 or 4 touchdowns in one game. It was insane. He liked playing in Miami though. He from that little area. So he from Florida, I would say. Excuse me. Whole Twitter on Ray Davis. I'm cool on that. Ray Davis plus 400. Okay. And I'm pretty sure also if you're in the Discord, you're going to see BJ drop something. I'm not gambling, but you're going to see BJ drop something in the chat or something like that. So, that's that, y'all. I wanted to do a quick show today. Spoke about this quick Jonathan Kuminga thoughts real quick. Spoke on the WNBA playoff games over the last 2 days and also what to look forward to today. And then also gave my brief thoughts. You know, it's really hard to say anything about that, but give my brief thoughts on the Dolphins and Bills game. Now I'm going to spend at least the next hour or so watching an episode of the show called Presumed Innocence that I want to start. They had us start Adolescence the other day and playback mid. I'm not going to spend my afternoon watching an episode or two of this next show. And Swiper said there's a lot of thrill in this one. That's the type of show that I like.
Excuse me, if I may.
Oh, yo, what's up?
What happened with Kuminga?
Nah, just nothing new. I just never spoke on it. You know, the latest thing around Kuminga is the 3-year 75 team option on the 3rd year. Him basically saying y'all don't even want me here for real, and then Jimmy Butler saying, "Well, I want to know what's going on, like what's going on with us at this moment." And I just gave my thoughts on how they should handle the whole Kuminga thing. You know, if you don't think he's going to be, like, why are you reluctant on trading somebody because you think they can be a star elsewhere? You know, they want to control him, basically, it seemed like, and he wants to be free of Golden State and think that he can expand his game or become a better player in a different or for a different organization. So, I mean, for them, I think it's simple put. If you don't really want to prioritize him offensively, not saying they should, because you do have Steph, Jimmy, Draymond, whatever. But if you're not going to prioritize him to the best of his abilities, which he believes, then why not just set him free? You know, so that's pretty much. I was just like, they might as well just trade him. Apparently, somebody told me yesterday that the Kings offered Malik Monk in the 1st round pick for Kuminga. I think they said that in playback. I'm like, why not just take that?
Yeah.
Y'all need another ball handler. You can use another score in the backcourt. So, I don't know.
Yeah, that's odd.
Yeah, that was my whole.
It may have post Steph vision for him.
Yeah, that was my low one too. Just trying to work some NBA stuff back into the show. Reminder, y'all. NBA talks will be coming really soon. Where we're going to be going over the top point guard, shooting guard, small forward, power forward, centers going into the season. I'm also do that little team builder thing, what I did with the NFL, having people draft a quarterback, running back, wide receiver, tight end. I'm also going to do the same thing with the NBA. Whoever I feel like is the best team would then ultimately still get a free shirt. I mean, I said free shirt. I'm on whatever I have. If I'm doing a shirt or do a hoodie, whatever the case may be. And what else I wanted to say? There's one more thing that I said. Oh, and then power ranking.
You're talking about
NBA preseason power rankings, that's coming soon, going into the season as well. I'm just going to recap the offseason a little bit, look at all these moves that these teams made and how they stack up against other teams around the league. And that's going to kind of do like a power rankings around that. And then, like Wes was just saying, I'm going to go ahead and head to playback real quick and do a little presumed innocence episode or two. I can commit to that. And then
you gonna work college football tomorrow?
Yeah, Fridays. Yeah.
Facts.
I want college football to be Fridays days, so I want to recap the game tomorrow with college football, and then also the WNBA games, and look at the college football slate and preview them the best of their ability. So that'll be that. Also, do not forget, y'all, Saturdays and Sundays we watch college football and NFL games all throughout the day. As long as I'm present right here in this chair, especially Sundays, I always will be. Saturdays, for the most part, I will be as well. But if not, if I am, I do the multi-view. So we watch 4 games at a time. So keep that in mind. Saturdays and Sundays, come to the Discord, Factor Tag Discord. We watch live NFL and college football games on 4 different games at a time on Saturdays and Sundays. So make sure y'all pull up for that. In the meanwhile, if you want to watch an episode or two of this show that I have not watched or seen yet, it's called Presumed Innocence. They were telling us about it the other day in playback. I might have give it an episode or two and then relax my mind before I head to work a little later on today. Thank y'all so much for coming through this quick show today. Peace, blessings, and love. Bet double back. See you tomorrow. And I will see y'all tomorrow for the actual show. And then also in playback right now for episode or two of Presumed Innocence if you come through.